everybody, and welcome back to Keely's Creations. I am Keely Kerwin, and tonight I'm going to share with you how to turn the Storybook Life Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. It's 3 double-page layouts, how to turn this kit right here into these 3 gorgeous double-page layouts. There is a fun new tip and technique that I am going to share with you as well. So if you enjoy what you've seen tonight, feel free to give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below. Let's get started. Hey everybody, it's Keely. I am jumping in early tonight. Yes, it's probably a couple hours early actually. Got home from work and I needed to do this Facebook Live, so I got this in for you guys because this is a really fun kit. But I wanted to get it done because then I am going to watch Sean play some volleyball tonight, and then while Morgan is at softball hitting, and then we are going to Chipotle because they are helping to sponsor a give back night for her softball team. So lots of stuff going on tonight. And then not only is that happening, but then tomorrow I have to pack because Wednesday I fly to Raleigh, North Carolina for Stampin' Up's convention. So it's my first one, and I fly out on Wednesday morning. The adventure begins, actually. The stuff starts to happen on Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, and I'll fly back home on Sunday. So lots of fun happening. I got a lot to get done before we leave. So trying to sneak some family time in as well as getting a good meal in tonight. So let's get started. Tonight, I'm going to share with you, this is the Storybook Life Scrapbooking Workshop Kit that is from Stampin' Up. It is in the January scrapbooking brochure. And again, we are getting closer to the end of this brochure. We are now in the month of March. This is good, January, pretty much through April. Products in here are while supplies last, so it could last longer. But the brochure itself is really good through the end of April, and then a new catalog will be coming out, and you'll be able to order products from that, and there will be 4 probably new workshops included in an actual catalog. It'll come through instead of being its own digital brochure like that, it would be included then in the actual catalog. So tonight what I'm going to share with you is, right here is the Scrapbook Life. So here are the Scrapbook Life products that are sold separately that you will see a workshop from me a little bit later in the month using these papers, some of the coordinating cardstock. They do have a coordinating stamp set. But then here is the scrapbooking workshop, and it makes 3 double page layouts. And inside the workshop, it includes some regular papers, it includes some specialty DSPs, it includes different punch outs that are in with the actual paper pack. Here are the punch outs that are with the papers, with the DSPs. As you can see, there's smaller items. I do use them in the scrapbooking workshop in a different one, but they're not as large. There's no titles. You can see here, there's some stickers. Some of these stickers are the same. So the sticker sheet that is in here is the same as the sticker sheet that is included in the scrapbooking workshop kit. However, the punch outs, or the die cuts as I call them, are different, okay? There's also different, these have exclusive DSPs in them. So there are some strawberry papers in here, and then some blue plaids that are in here that are especially just for this. And I'm going to show you those in just a second. One thing that I was really excited about was the technique that is included in this kit this time around. You need the Lost Lagoon Classic Stamp Pad and a blending brush. And I will show you why, but I still have some from close to my heart, so I wasn't going to buy new Stampin' Up ones, but I use my blending brush. This is one of the punch outs. You're going to end up using those super cute little butterflies on a layout, but then you're going to use the this portion of it, the leftovers, as your stencil for your layout to use the Lost Lagoon ink on. So I'm going to set that off to the side. We'll discuss that on layout 2, okay? And then other things you would need is Stampin' Seal and paper trimmer and your snips, okay? Easy peasy, fun things that are needed. So here are the layouts, but let's talk about, I'm gonna move that up further. Let's talk about the products first. So what you'll see here, this is what I had left over. This is what a new kit looks like. And this is what I added on as an additional item. So Stampin' Up comes with the instructions and comes with the die cuts and the stickers, but I love to add little embellishments to mine. And so I always find something that has coordinated. It's always in the catalog. There's a coordinating embellishment. So I always purchase that so that I can add those on to my layouts and just get a little bit more detail. These are called the antique pearls. and they come in 3 different sizes. So you have large, you have medium, and then you have smaller ones up above here. And I absolutely love these because they are like iridescent looking. So I used those on the layout. That is not included. That is an add-on. They are $8.50. But what I'm going to share with you here, this is what I had left over. So the back of it will show you the Storybook Life Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. So you have kind of a chipboardy piece that's in the back there. You will have 2 exclusive pieces of paper still left over. So one of the full blue plaid and one of the strawberries is still in here. And then a few other scraps that are included still. You can make cards with them or an additional layouts. So let's look at what the full pack looks like first, and then I'll show you what the layouts look like. So again, here is the instructions. These are pre-printed. They are great quality and they are included within the kit. So any scrapbooking kit you purchase from Stampin' Up! Already has these instructions included in it. I also then offer different scrapbooking workshop that has instructions that are not included within the kit because you're buying different products. You're buying the papers, you're buying the cardstock separately, you're buying embellishments, and those instructions then are sent by me via email once you purchase those items through me, because I have purchased a guide from another demonstrator in order to make them. So here is what we have going on. It's going to make these 3 double-page layouts. It's going to tell you the materials needed. It'll also always tell you a featured technique, what's going on up top here. And then on each project, which size photos and what orientation you need them in. And when you flip through here, you will see the different papers, the DSPs that are included, which front or back, and the orientation and the size on what you need to cut each piece out at, okay? So these are really easy cuts. They're basically straight down cuts, making some squares, rectangles, super simple. I love these kits. So what I did, I'm actually gonna tell you, I created this kit on Sunday. And the book I am reading right now is so good. And so I'm like, I want to craft, but I want to read. So my deal was, I took this, I sat down, I cut it all apart, then I got to read a chapter. Then I came back to my desk and I made layout number 1 and I got to read a chapter and made layout 2, read, layout 3, read, and then I just got to read for a little bit longer and then I went to bed. But I made a deal with myself because it's 2 things that I absolutely love to do. But it gave me a little break, right? Seriously, you can put this whole thing together in probably, I would say for sure, everybody in under 2 hours. And most people could probably put it together in about an hour. They go together really fast. So once you've got everything cut, and I always put the card, or the bases, not the card bases, the layout bases down, and then I throw all of layout 1's pieces on there. So anything I cut and any punch outs. So then when I'm ready to assemble layout 1, I just grab the whole pile, bring it in front of me, and then I can create. Now, if I've put them together ahead of time to be able to take them to a retreat, I then stick all those separate pieces into a page protector so that it's all ready to go and put back into the plastic bag along with the instructions so that I have everything right in front of me and ready. So those are just some tips and techniques if I'm staying at home or if I'm traveling. But the instructions then will show you which pieces go where. So you'll have your 1E, 1D, 1B, 1C. So that 1 is from project number 1. And then it'll tell you how far over. Go over 2 inches, go down 2 3/4 or what have you. Okay, so again, this is going to use punch outs and stickers. And then here, layout 2 is the special technique. I'll explain more about that later as soon as we get to my actual layouts. And it's just easy on how to put them together. And then you have a handy dandy. You could use this cutting guide and use these ideas for any paper pack. It doesn't have to be this one. Obviously, you would have to embellish it a little differently, but it gives you different ideas on how to make layouts. Okay, so here are some of the fun papers from this DSP pack. So you have the bunny family, right? This reminds me of Peter Rabbit. And again, this is called Storybook, right? Storybook Life. And then the back side is this fun, not blueberry, it's blue, but strawberry papers. And you're going to have 2 of each, okay? So I'll set that one over here. And then you're going to have this green with a brown plaid on the back. Actually, I'm going to flip these over so they're still in order. Then you're going to have this pretty coral design. And then the back side is another type of plaid. I love them. I like these colors. I like because there's some boyish, some girls. Now this one is one of them that I was telling you about. This is a DSP that is exclusive. And how you know that, it's still 12 by 12, but the back side is going to be white. It's not going to have a pattern on the back. So you're going to use a chunk of one of these and the other one is going to be yours. You can do whatever you want with it. Create another layout, make cards with it, whatever you want. Okay. And the same with this. You are going to have this pretty plaid and one you'll be able to use. You might actually, one of these papers, I can't remember, we cut off some of it. So it's almost a full piece, if I remember correctly. And then you're going to have some coordinating cardstock. And the cardstock that is included in this kit is the two-toned double-sided, okay? So what that means is the front is going to be the darker side. The back is going to be the lighter side. This is like what we had with Close to My Heart. This is also white core. So if I tear it, you will see the white core base in it. So it's perfect for distressing. It looks amazing when you do some tearing for layouts. I love it. And it's not as thick. So I do like the thick cardstock that Stampin' Up! Has, but if you want to do any kind of distressing, this is the perfect cardstock to go with. So you have this gray. You can see the two different tones. You have the Lost Lagoon, the two different. You have the coral. You get one sheet of that one. And then you have these white daisy, or white, not white daisy is Close to My Heart. It'll come to me. And then here is the stickers. Okay, so you get 3 border stickers. These ones are scallops. And then you got your row of carrots, and you have some 4 corners, and you use all the stickers. Technically, you could have one of the photo corners left when you get done, but it would have been covered up, so I just didn't use it anyway. But you will use all of them. So it's awesome because that all gets used. You will have your photo mats to place. So if you don't have your photos ready to go, you can add those. And then last but not least, you have this 12 by 12 die sheet. So these are just punch outs that you can punch out. And on the back, it's awesome because it tells you which project. So project 1 is layout 1, project 2 is layout 2. It tells you which one to go, that they all go with, which is always fun and makes things much easier when you're trying to sort. That's why putting this kit together goes so quickly. All right. So that is the supplies that are used. Like I said, everything is contained here, you guys. It makes it so easy to take these on the go and create. So I'm going to set that off to the side, and let's start with the layouts. Layout number 1 is called Springtime. And let's make sure this is all on the camera for you to see. Okay, so you're using the dark gray as the base. Here's the back light side, right? You can choose dark or light. The instructions did not specifically say, so I just went dark for the first 2 layouts, and on the last one, I liked the lighter color better. So I'll show you that too. But it's a fun kit. So you're taking the border sticker, and we're not using a full 12 inches. You cut some of it off, and there's some layering done. So this green piece goes on first, then you're putting the coral piece down, then you're putting this brown down, and then you're covering up the seam by using the sticker. Other things to note is that as you can see here, this is a frame. But what I did, so I have dimensionals underneath the ducky head. He's popped off here. And under here that I did not take the tape off of. So that I can then, and I only put adhesive down at the very bottom of this one so that I can pull this apart. So what happens is some of this gets cut. So it'll be easy to lift this up, this piece off, pull this off, and then I can trim around my photo, but still get it back on and be able to show what it looks like here. And it's just caught on my foam tape. There we go. Okay, and I also popped up the Springtime sticker. So these were, he was a punch out, she was a punch out, I should say, and this was a sticker. And you can see here, I used some of those antiqued dots, the pearls, antique pearls, I think they're called. I loved those. I've used those on a couple different projects because they just kind of take the color, no matter what color they're next to, they kind of take on that color. So on the right page here, so you're going to have basically 2 full 4x6s, and then you're going to have this frame over the top of one of them. This page is, I did this layout exactly as the instructions call for, except for the mats under here. So we had some of the coral color left. I was looking for the instructions to be able to show you. We had some of the coral color left, and I decided to back that because otherwise it's your photo on top of the white, which was totally fine, but I'm like, I love this coral color and I had paper left, so why not use it? So I just did 1/8 of an inch. So this, instead of 4x6, it's 4 1/8 by 6 1/8 around here, and it fit perfectly on this mat because this is one big white long mat there. Here's where I was telling you, these are stickers, where I was telling you there are 4 of them included, but really I didn't use the 4th one because it's underneath here. And again, there's foam tape under here all over it, but then I haven't taken the backing off, so I can still stick photos underneath here and get them in and slide. A cute little journaling spot included here. This was a die. The pot, I think, was a die, and then these were stickers, if I remember correctly. And again, I then added some of the pearl, antique pearl dots are on here. Okay, so that's layout 1. Easy peasy. Went together really quickly. Got to read a chapter. Layout 2, I knew was going to take a little bit longer because there is a technique to layout 2. So as talked about, this is where, I'm going to bring this over here. See these butterflies? The 3 butterflies that are on this layout came from this punch out piece that was part of the 12 by 12. And if I think I still have it sitting out here, I'm going to show that piece to you quick so that you get to see that. Boop, boop, boop. Right here. So it looks a little different, right? There we go. So the yellow, the blue, and then the pink. So it pops out of the frame that gets used on layout 3. You use the butterflies from inside the frame on layout 2, and then you use this as a mask to stencil on your layout. So all I did is I took my blending brush, and again, we took the Lost Lagoon ink pad, laid this directly down on my paper, just like this. And before you put any of the patterns on, it's just the cardstock itself. Rubbed that in my ink and then just smeared it all over here, and I could, held it down, but then I could lift to see where I wanted. And I love how it turned out, where some spots are darker, some spots are lighter. That gave it kind of a distressed look to it. So I'm going to bring this up close so that maybe you can see that better. So there's a little bit of a light here, and then it got darker. Same with this. These I had lined up directly next to from the top and to the side with the mask. So right in the corners and right down below. But then on this side, they show you off to the side. And so I had moved it over a little bit. So it hung off the edge here, and it was up about 1.5 inches on the side. And then same over here where it was down a little bit further. But that's a fun technique. We had done some type of masking and stuff like that when we did Close to My Heart album retreats, but I haven't done it on a layout in a long time since then. So that was my first time doing it with Stampin' Up. So that was kind of fun. Things I did on here. So you're going to have a vertical 4x6. They still have not changed it so that the back of the verticals show the horizontal. So I flipped it over so it didn't look so awkward. And then you're going to have two 3x4 verticals and then a 3x3 square off to the side here. These are just papers that are cut that you're layering on next to each other. Here is that sticker. Again, it's cut. It was a 12 by 12. So using your carrot sticker, this cutie pie, again, foam underneath so that it'll stay popped up until I am ready to put the picture on. Some Bunny Special. These are popped up as well as my butterflies. The butterflies, though, are only popped up in the center underneath their body so that their wings can bend up just a little bit, so that I know when it goes in a page protector, it'll probably get smushed, but I like the look of it until then. And then again, this was a sticker over here as well. And so then using some of the cute little antique dots just to give it some shine. And then on the right page over here, this is a punch out, and you can do some journaling on here. You can put a date on this one. The carrots I think are a punch out, and then the bunny was, I'm trying to feel underneath the bunny was a sticker. I can feel a little bit tackiness, but I added foam tape under here and underneath that butterfly. So just bringing it in, zooming in so that you can see a little bit more details and some of the stamping. And aren't these bunnies just cute? They totally remind me of Being Little and Peter Rabbit. So that is layout number 2. That is where that technique comes from. And then the last layout is layout number 3, and I'm calling that one You Are So Sweet, because it has that title, of course, but then it also has all of the strawberries. So on this one is where I used, instead of using the dark side, I used the light side, because the sticker here was more of the darker, so I thought it might pop a little bit more off of the lighter side. So that just tells you why I did that. One other thing that I did do differently is that the strawberry border here that you're cutting off of that page of exclusive papers is, I didn't catch it when I did it. I didn't do it intentionally. It was meant to be on top of this blue. I put it down below. It didn't matter to me. Like, I like a lot of the blue plaid, so that was perfect. It didn't harm anything. It didn't make it look any worse. But I love the look of the strawberries. It makes that red kind of pop out, and then you tie it in with a little bit of the strawberry, the red from the actual pattern DSP paper. Here again was one of the punch outs. It's a full frame, but instead of using it as a frame for a picture behind it, it's just used as a background element, which is really kind of fun. Hadn't really done that before. Let me see here. These two were stickers, and it's kind of fun because when they are put in, this pointed part comes out of this pointed part. So on the sticker sheet, it looked like a rectangle until you pick it off and realize, oh, they're two separate pieces. So that was just a little tidbit of info there. You have a journaling block. This is a punch out. I leave journaling blocks and places where you could put some dates flat so that when you go to write on them, it's much easier than if you have foam tape underneath them. Under here, so You Are So Sweet is laid flat, and this sticker is flat. It is, you can get underneath it. I have used my, stuck it on my skin enough that it's a little tacky, but it's not sticky, so it'll still fit underneath there, your photo. So Sweet and this floral collage right here are the only ones popped up on this page, and then both of these, and then the Sunshine and Warm Days on this side is popped up as well. So on this one, you're going to get, let's see, 2 4x4s and then 4 3x3 photos on here as well. So I'm going to bring that up just so you can see some of the details on what I did with some of those pearls. And then on the right side, I really enjoyed this kit. It's not one that like stuck out to me when I first looked at it in the catalog. I'm like, I don't know exactly what I'll put, but I absolutely love this because I have where we've picked strawberries, and these other layouts are just kind of a pretty little spring. So it'll be fun. I'm sure I've got tons and tons of photos that will fit on these layouts without any issues. So I hope you guys have a great night. If you have any questions about the Storybook Life scrapbooking workshop kit that is in the brochure, it's online, let me know. Okay, otherwise I hope you guys have a great night. Have a great rest of your week. I'm excited for convention, and I will talk to you all later. Stay happy, stay healthy, and keep crafting. Love ya. Thanks for watching tonight. I hope you enjoyed my scrapbooking video. If so, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. I look forward to sharing new creations with you next week. To keep the crafting fun going, check out my prior scrapbooking videos. I appreciate your support. Stay happy, stay healthy, and keep crafting!